Welcome. You made it. You're here. This is actually the last roundtable before we break for the next 2 months. We'll resume again in September. So I am especially happy that you made it and you're here and you carved out time. My name is Leanne Reagan, and you are here for the Learning and Development Roundtable. Give me a thumbs up in the chat if you can hear me and see me okay. Also, for those of you who are UN staff people, great, thanks for those thumbs ups. I appreciate it. For those of you who are UN staff people, just make and you want this to count towards your professional development, just make sure that your screen name reflects your actual name. Uh, and I is asking, is there a recording? Yes, I will tell you all about that. You're going to get a video recording, an audio recording, a workbook, the PowerPoint deck, all those kinds of things. Also, if you are working in not your first language, you can turn on closed captioning and you can pick between, I think, about 35 languages. So feel free if you want to have this transcribed in real time into another language, you can do that. So, once again, welcome. You made it. I'm so grateful that you're here. I'm so happy that you're here. Uh, know that again, my name is Leanne Reagan, and I am all things learning and development. So I am the founder of this Learning and Development Roundtable. I have been running it for about 12 and a half years now, something like that. And I design and deliver a whole bunch of workshops to changemakers, to mostly UN teams and INGOs, etc. So if you would like to see my catalog of the other workshops that I deliver around team building and tech tools and training trainers, it's there in the chat for you. So feel free to take a look at that. Okay, so today you have signed up all about learning well and how this is your secret weapon. I don't know about you, but it feels like the gravity is going to stop working one of these days soon. The world just feels so mixed up and upside down. So I think a focus on learning is really smart, it's really strategic, and it's really timely. So I'm particularly grateful that you've made it here. You've carved out time for learning, and your future self thanks you, right? So all of the benefits that you're going to get from the workshop, your future self thanks you. And also, we're going to talk today about why you're not the problem. There's lots of things going on in the world that make learning hard. So, we'll talk about that. We'll talk about why traditional learning models, the ones that are the most popular, the most common worldwide, they often fail. They're often not great. Also, we'll look at how to become a learning champion. How to become a learning champion. So, speaking of that, here we go. Can you hear that? Give me a thumbs up if you can hear that clip from Queen. We are the champions. You are the champions. So we'll talk about what it takes to be a learning champion. Some really simple, I'm not going to tax your brain. I'm not going to make your stress go up. I'm going to bring that stress down and show you some really simple tools for becoming a learning champion. And you'll get to do a bit of a map, and I'll share my POM tool with you that I've adapted. And by signing up to the Roundtable, you are now part of this global community where you get access to more than 12 years of roundtables. So I'll show you how to access that. And again, if you are a UN staff person, you can count this towards your UN professional development. And at the end of our time together today, I'll show you how to do that. So before we dive in, my goal is for you to get as much as possible out of our time together today. So when our time together today ends, you think, That was such a good use of my time. I'm really glad I carved out time for this workshop for the roundtable. So I'm going to ask you to give yourself a gift. I'm going to ask you to give yourself the gift of presence, to really focus, really be present, really be with this amazing community that's from all over the world. And if you find that your mind is starting to drift, if you find you're thinking about what you're going to eat for breakfast or dinner, whatever time it is where you are, if you find you're thinking about a project or something that's due or your email inbox or what you're going to do on the weekend, if you find your mind starting to drift, just tell it shh, just shh, shh. So shush that inner chatter just temporarily so that you can give yourself the gift of presence and be with us here today. Speaking of getting as much out of our time together as possible, a couple of suggestions. So I know that you know a lot about this topic, so please participate. Put comments and questions and resources in the chat. Those are welcome at any time. Also, due to members' requests, there is a link, there's both a LinkedIn Learning and Development Roundtable group, and there's a Facebook Learning and Development Roundtable group. So if you wish, if you'd like to join those, I've put the links in the chat. And also, if future you is watching this video, all the links will be down below, and they're all in the workbook that you'll get as well. You automatically, as I mentioned, became a member. So when you joined this roundtable today, so you'll get all the invitations, you'll get all the resources, etc. I send the workbook early next week. So that is the audio recording, the video recording, all the resources that I talk about. That usually will land in your email inbox on Monday. But members said to me, "Leanne, that's great, but we want to get the resources a little quicker." So my team has set things up so that you will get this PowerPoint deck in your email inbox in an hour and a half. So when this workshop ends, it will automatically, poof, it will land in your email inbox. And then another point, just in terms of housekeeping, if you find yourself thinking, oh, I can't do this, I'm not smart enough, everyone else gets this but me, you're just not speaking kindly to yourself, just brush off those uninvited guests, right? Just brush off, like pretend you have a feather duster. You've got this, you can do this, I have faith, and we're in this together. Speaking of together, I have a bit of a worksheet for you. So, with the view of being kind to your future self and helping you use what you learn here today, every roundtable, I alternate, there's about 4 different tools I use. This month's is the To Do to Done worksheet. So if you wish, you can download this. Once you download it, it becomes editable. So you don't have to ask me for editing access. Once you download it, it becomes editable. And then it's a way to help you record and use what you're learning. Uh, okay, over to you. Before we dive into the actual topic, I'd love for everybody to unmute. So just unmute and just tell us where you are. Say hello and where are you? So everybody unmute, please. And in whatever language, on the count of 3, say your name and where are you? 1, 2, 3, go.
Nairobi,
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 Kenya.
Kenya.
Nairobi,
London.
Kenya.
Aw. Oh, it's so lovely to hear from you. Okay, feel free to mute again. Again, just so grateful that you're here and that your focus is on learning. I would invite you to this kitten. I'm gonna play this very, very short clip. And this kitten is gonna climb into this hole. What do you think is gonna happen? So let us know in the chat. This kitten, you can't quite see it yet. I'll play it in a minute. But this kitten is about to climb into the hole. So what do you think? What do you think is going to happen when it climbs into the hole? Because this is a little bit like learning, right? Learning can surprise you, delight you, mystify you, confuse you, sometimes support you, frustrate you. Okay, so Helen says it's going to get stuck and says it's going to pop back out with its siblings. Oh, that's so sweet. Oh, I love that. Okay. What else do you think? Right? Because, really good learning surprises and delights and solves mysteries. Um, what else do you think? Any other ideas? And then I'll play the clip. So this is in the realm of learning, really good learning, surprises, delights, mystifies. Um, oh, it's going to get repelled by another animal. Oh, good, Jane. Oh, very good. It'll reverse back out. Okay, thanks, Amrita. Okay, give me, oh, Diana says it's going to get dirty. Ochuro says it's going to go through easily. So like it's like a tunnel. So notice that everybody has a different answer, right? And that is the lovely, juicy, incredible thing about learning in a group, right? We learn from each other. Nader says it's going to get in, get stuck, then realize it's more flexible than initially thought, and then get unstuck easily. Oh, I love that. Oh, McDonald says it's going to get rewarded. Okay, give me a thumbs up if you'd like to see the clip and see what happens. So give me a thumbs up. Uh, Diana says it's going to find something to play with. These are great. These are so good. Okay, here is the clip. There's no sound to it. Well, there's a tiny bit of sound, but it's not important. So there was a rabbit in that hole. So we are going to together, right? Ochudo, right? So we're going to work together today on like pulling a rabbit out of the hole, right? So my goal, yeah, right, Diana, poor kitty, right? I'm sure it was very scared. Doesn't look like it got hurt though. So we're going to try to pull a rabbit out of the hat. I'm going to hopefully surprise and delight you, and you'll end this time thinking that was a really good use of my time. Okay, so are you ready to dive in? Give me a thumbs up if you are ready to dive in. Oops. Oh, come on, you. Okay, great. Okay, so let's first talk about why learning is something that I think instinctually we know it's important, but it's really easy to kind of ignore it, right? Just, I'm going to get to that tomorrow. I'm going to get to that the next day. Okay, when I have some more time, right? So it's actually not your fault because there's so much going on to prevent us from learning. So, do you happen to have a hall of shame? So when it comes to learning, do you have an example that you could share where you were trying to learn something and it didn't go well, right? When you were trying to learn something and it did not go well. Maybe you were disrespected, maybe you were embarrassed, maybe you were shamed, maybe you were confused, but you were discouraged because this didn't go well. So if we look at this little GIF here, right? Or GIF, depending on how you say it. So as you're thinking about your hall of shame, if you want to share that, you can unmute or you can put your hall of shame example in the chat. I'll share one of mine, and it's still, when I think about it, it still makes me cringe. I had really, really stretched myself, and I went to a sport coaching workshop, and I'm not super sporty, so I was really putting myself out there, and it was a weekend course. I was not super comfortable going to this, but I'm like, this would be a good thing to learn, some how do you coach from a sport perspective. So I knew I was in trouble when one of the very first things that the instructor said, and there was about 100 people in the room, so it was a big class, when this gentleman said, "If I catch you with your hands in your pockets, okay, if I see you with your hands in your pockets, you need to do 10 push-ups in front of the group." So all I could think of all weekend is where are your hands? Where are your hands? Don't put your hands in pockets. Where are your hands? Where are your hands? Don't put your hands in the pockets. So it was very hard for me to concentrate because I definitely did not want to do 10 push-ups in front of 100 people. So do you have any examples? Do you have kind of a hall of shame where you put yourself out there and it did not go well? Let me know in the chat. I can share, I have a bunch of stories. I can share another one as you're thinking about it. And maybe you've had beautiful, wonderful, incredible learning experiences. But my hunch is that you have at least one experience well, and maybe it's too painful to share. So no pressure to share. But another example of mine is when a dear family member, I was very little, I was a young girl, was trying to teach me how to dive, like dive into a swimming pool. And to do that, he picked me up by my ankles and dropped me into the deep end. And I can feel my heartbeat going up because I was terrified. I didn't know which, I could swim, but I was so scared. I didn't know which way was up. And I came out of the water. I was scared. I was afraid. And to this day, I can dive no problem, but I don't like diving off things that are not the same height as the water. Okay, anybody want to share an example? Oh, great. Thank you, Anna. Okay, so Anna says, when I was learning to dance tango, the teacher asked me to step in the middle and help him show a new dance move to everybody. I did it, but I had a hard time understanding where he was leading me. He was doing it again and again, and I was failing, pardon me, again and again until he asked me to step back and took another partner to show. And to show the new move. Everybody was looking at me, and I was so embarrassed. I never went back to those tango classes. It took me 10 years to go back to tango. Anna, first of all, thank you for sharing. Like, what a painful memory. And number two, I'm so glad that you went back. Like, talk about conquering a very, very unpleasant memory. If anyone else wants to share, I'm open to that as well. But know that, a lot of this lack of focus on learning is not your fault, right? Because we have these hall of shame memories. And also, because we have these things happening in our context. So, pretty much, unless you're living in a cave with no internet and you don't interact with anyone, you almost certainly are facing these four eyes. So, these four eyes of context that make learning really, really difficult. Oh, we have another story coming in. Anne says, when I was learning to drive, I kept getting to a small trench outside my home, and I kept calling neighbors to help me out. Oh, I love that you asked for help. That's so great and so powerful of you. Lovely. Okay. So, these four eyes, these are the things, we have these halls of shame, these bad memories where someone embarrassed us. They weren't helpful. They put us in the spotlight when we did not want to be in the spotlight, made us feel like a failure, like Anna's example. They didn't know how to teach, dropping me in the deep end in a pool upside down. Not a great example of teaching. So, oh, and we've got another one. Ochudo saying, yes, it's happening to me right now at work and previously at school. I'm trying to learn public speaking, and English is not my first language. So I'm learning both at the same time, and it feels heavy for me. Plus, I am a shy person. I hope you get my point. Oh, Ochudo, thank you for sharing, especially being shy. Like, that's a personal thing to share. When we're trying to learn something, I think we don't pay enough attention to the fact that that's a very vulnerable position to be in, right? I'm saying if I'm in a workshop, I'm in a class, I'm in the roundtable, I'm in a conference, I'm essentially saying, I don't know this thing and I want to learn. Would you please teach me? Right? Oh, we've got another one coming in. Amrita saying, I had participated in a beauty pageant show, and while going through the training workshop where we were being taught how to walk on a runway, the instructor very unempathetically said the walk was like that of a man. Oh, and that completely shattered my confidence. Oh, it doesn't take much to discourage people from learning, right? It doesn't take much. And in some cases, in Anna's example, it can take 10 years to try to circle back. So then we add on top of that these four I's. So those four I's, the first one is infobesity. Infobesity, meaning we have so much information coming at us. We've got blogs, we've got emails, we've got all the stuff on the internet. We've got TikTok, we've got X, we've got Facebook, we've got just mounds and mounds and mounds and mounds of information. I am a 59-year-old Canadian woman, and I remember as a kid, when I wanted to learn something, I would get, out of school, I would get on my bicycle and I would pedal up the hill to the library, right, to ask the librarian, right? And now we have so much information at our fingertips. So much information. So that's the first I. And that makes it, there's a lot of pros to that, but it also makes it very challenging because it's very overwhelming. Okay, then the other thing, the second I is info busy, right? We are busy people. So I am going to give you 60 seconds. I'm going to put 60 seconds on the clock. And please give in the chat, write out the things that are on your to-do list. Okay, and then when I say stop, then press enter. So we want one list of things. So everything could be personal, things on your personal to-do list, things on your work to-do list, but things that you are in the middle of doing, right? Or you need to do. So again, I'm going to give you 1 minute. Write as many things as you are that are on your list in 1 minute. And when I say stop, you press enter. Okay, go. You have 1 minute. Please start typing and press enter when I say stop. So write as big a list as you wish and press enter when you've got them all together. And they can be professional, they can be personal, they can be a mix of things. But what is on that to-do list? And try to type as fast as you can, because I know 1 minute isn't enough to capture everything. You're more than halfway done. Got 15 seconds left. 10 seconds left. 5 seconds left. Okay, press enter. Let's see these to-do lists. Look at them. Oh, these are great. So we've got everything from Spanish class, clear out the garage, learn English, do my hair, uh, let's think, working on finding myself. Oh, go visit a sick person in the hospital, uh, go to the gym, take good care of myself, have a rest. Right. So there is a lot going on. And there's even research to show that we are walking faster and talking faster than a few decades ago. Right. So unless you're living in a cave with no access to internet or people, you probably have a pretty long to-do list. Right. So we've got infobesity, lots and lots and lots and lots of information coming at us. Info busy. We are busy people. Busy, busy people. Then we have invisible, right? We have invisible. And what I mean by that is it's easy to ignore learning, right? Oftentimes, learning isn't an emergency, right? We can put off that course. We can put off that conference. We can put off reading that book. We can put off doing some research, right? So we don't know how badly we need to learn, how important it is, because it tends to be invisible and in the background. We just kind of sneak by. Okay, and then the fourth one is we tend to be impatient. We want to know, we don't necessarily want to learn, right? So we don't want to go through the learning to know. We just want to skip to the knowing, right? I want to know, I don't know, some kind of computer coding. I just want to know it. I don't want to go through the pain of learning it. So that can make us very impatient in the learning. So I'm curious, I'm just going to share a poll with you. We've got these four different types of these four I's that make learning challenging. You can pick as many as you wish. You can pick more than one, but which is the one or the ones that make learning the most difficult for you? So you should see it on your screen. You can pick more than one if you want. You don't have to pick just one. So I'll give you just a couple of seconds there. So we've got infobesity, like you just feel overwhelmed, too much information. Infobusy, you're too busy to focus on learning. Invisible, it's just, I'm going to do it tomorrow, right? It's just easy to put off. Or impatient, like I just want to know. Can't someone just put a chip in my brain so I know, so I don't have to learn? Okay, and I'll show you the results in a second. So more than half of you, I can see have, I don't have the names, don't worry, it's all anonymous, but more than half of you have cast a vote here. If there, I'll just give you a couple seconds more, and then I will show you the results. Nice. We've got just about 100%. This is great. Okay. And each of the four things, at least six people. The one that has the lowest number is six. So someone, each of the four things has someone who has at least six people that have cast their vote for that. Okay, it looks like the participation is slowing down. Just give you a couple seconds. I'm just going to take a screen grab of this. Let me just stop sharing my screen so I can take a screen grab. And then I will share the results with you. That's so interesting. Okay, I'm going to end the poll. And okay, here are the results. So you should be able to see them on your screen. I'll also bring the deck back up. So it's really interesting, right? So we've got they're quite you know, the one that clearly is like with 77% is info busy. So people feeling really, really busy. And quite close behind that is infobesity. There's just too much, right? There's just too much. Okay. I'll put that I'll put that in the workbook that you'll get on probably on Monday. So you can come back to that. Thank you. Thank you so much for sharing your thoughts there. Okay, are you ready to go on to why? So basically, we covered why it's not your fault, right? So between the hall of shame, right, getting over bad learning experiences, and then these four eyes that are surrounding us, it makes it really tough, really, really tough. So give me a thumbs up. Oh, sorry, I can just see Victor has a question. Where do you classify when you are blocked and have to wait for someone else unblocked you for days? Example is a bug in software engineering. Ah, okay. So, oh, maybe that would be another one to, there's going to be other categories. Um, where would I put that one? Uh, Maybe I would put it under invisible because the person I call this catch the ripple to avoid the wave. Like someone is holding up your learning progress, you know, right? Your development. So maybe not understanding kind of that being an invisible challenge that they don't realize. Great comment. Thank you, Victor. Thank you. Okay, so give me a thumbs up. Are you ready to talk a little bit about why traditional learning models fail? And then I know we're talking about some negative things. I promise you we'll get to some very positive solutions. I just want to give you a lot of comfort and support that if you find learning tough, you are not alone. Okay, so this challenge here, there's basically four challenges. One is most people who teach, including university professors, right? Including university professors, have no training in how to teach, right? So our cultures, and I think this is pretty globally, this is very across the globe, across cultures. Most of organizations, most individuals, most situations assume that if you know a subject, it automatically means that you can teach it. That's not the case. That's not the case, right? And that's how we get into these really sticky situations with those hall of shames, right? And then often what I see as a learning and development expert, as a training expert, I've been in this field 35 years or so, is workshops, learning, trainings, they're designed against how our brains work, right? So the inadvertently, mistakenly, people can make it very difficult to learn because they don't have a background in how to teach. Also, training, learning that falls into that very difficult quadrant of very important, but often not urgent. And that is the hardest quadrant to get into. That's where strategy, planning, all of those things, they're very, very, very important. But because they're not urgent, it's hard to devote time to it. And then finally, learning is often relegated. We think, oh, that's something that happens in school. That's something that happens in universities, right? And even, for example, in the United Nations system, staff get professional development, but it's often not taken, right? I'm not going to embarrass you. I'm not going to ask you, but a lot of UN staff that I talk to haven't taken advantage of their professional development, right? So we got lots of challenges. We have these four eyes. So what can we do about it, right? Because clearly you want to increase your learning, improve your learning, because it's super strategic, it's super critical, especially when the world feels like it's on fire. So let's switch on to the good news. Okay, let's switch into some good news. So how do you become a learning champion? So here is some good news. So fill in the blank here. So learning is one of the best predictors of this thing, both from on an individual level and from a country-based level. What do you think? Learning is one of the best predictors of what? So put your guess in the chat. Oh, okay. So Abhishek says prosperity, Amrita says growth, Nader says success, Victor says self-efficacy. Oh, Chudo says truth. Oh, that's an interesting one. Nancy says development. Okay, I'm going to give you a drum roll and then I'll show you the answer here. By the way, this comes from Ulrich Bosser's How to Become a Better Learner. All of these resources I'll give you access to. So here we go. It's one of the best predictors of income, right? It is one of the best predictors of income, both from an individual perspective. So how much do you earn? As well as how much, I'm not an economist, what do they call that? Like the income of a country, gross domestic product? I don't know, whatever they call that, right? So the income of a country, right? Oh, GDP. Thank you, Sylvia. Okay, and what do you think this next one? A certain percentage of employees said they would stay. So we know that turnover is high in a lot of companies, and companies can't find people to properly trained people. So employee retention is really important. So what do you think? What percentage of employees said they would stay at their company longer if the company simply invested in helping them learn? That's from a book called All In. So what do you think? What percent? 30% says Diana. Good guess. What does someone else say? What other percentage? 78. I like that, Victor. It's so specific. That's great. We've got 25%, 70%, 50%. Okay, would you believe? Oh, and Nader's saying 40% people aren't that inclined to go out of their comfort zone. They'd rather do what they do with what they already know. Oh, okay. RX says 70. By the way, if I'm saying your name wrong, please DM me. Okay, so the person that was closest to the number is Victor. Here's the drum roll. So Victor said 78%. The answer is 94. 94% of employees say they would stay at their company longer if the company simply invested in helping them learn. That's from a book called All In. Really, really great book. So, uh, and then so we know, despite these challenges, despite the context, despite the hall of shame, memories, those bad memories. And for some of you, it might be decades ago. For some of you, it might be yesterday, your hall of shame, or a combination. Learning is a really great predictor. It's the number, it's the best predictor of income. And if companies invest in their employees learning, then the retention goes way up, right? And this is one of my favorite. Oh, sorry, it's cut off a little bit here. Let me move it over a bit. So I love this saying here. I don't care that much about wrinkles and gray hair. I'm more worried about keeping my worldview flexible enough that when I'm older, I don't condescendingly tell young people to play by the rules that worked in my day with no concern for whether or not those rules still apply, right? Um, oh, Ochudo, you said you're impressed. Oh, I got your name pronounced right. That's great. Okay, thank you for letting me know. So learning helps us keep cognitively flexible, right? There's so many benefits, right, to learning. So before we go on to how to become a learning champion and some very simple, I hope that you'll find them very strategic tools, I just want to take a break, not a break, just a little pause. So any questions so far? How are you doing? And I just have a couple of announcements before we continue, but I just want to give you a chance. Just take a pause. We're roughly halfway through our time together. So any questions? While you're thinking about that, I just wanted to play this clip here. Let's see. Oh, hang on, where'd the clip go? Oh, shoot. Okay, I guess oh no, there it is. Okay, so listen up to this. Here we go.
There's something happening here, but what it is ain't exactly clear.
Yes, it is. It's super clear. There's definitely something happening here. If I sound excited and over the moon, it's because I am. This is a lifelong dream of mine. I'm going to be launching. Oh, sorry, folks. Hang on. I inadvertently stopped. This is a lifelong dream of mine. I'm going to be launching the Transformative Trainers Academy really soon for change makers, coaches, trainers, facilitators, etc. to up your game. Interested? Curious? Want to know more? Have questions? Follow the instructions below. I've got you. Let's do this together. Okay, folks. This is truly, I get a little teary because I have been wanting to do this like for decades, and I'm finally doing it. So if that speaks to you, if you're curious, if you want more information about the Transformative Trainers Academy, it's launching now. Just simply send me an email. It's all you need to do, and then you'll start to receive more information about it. And then also, this is our last meeting before we break for the summer or the winter, depending where you are in the world. So we won't meet in July and August. So our next meeting, I'll just put this in the chat, and it will be in the workbook. So our next meeting is September 18th, and it's called Going from What's in It for Me to What's in It for Us, Getting Results. So it's all about getting results. Okay, before we continue on, anything about any of that? Do you have any questions, any concerns before we continue on with some of the tools? And if you're ready to proceed, you can give me a thumbs up. I'll just put a thumbs up in the chat, and that's your signal to me that you're ready to go ahead and you don't have any questions. Okay, great. Okay, I see some thumbs up. Great. Okay, so let's talk about mapping out your personal learning well. Your personal learning well. So there's 6 steps to this, and this is all about increasing your focus on learning, your ability to learn, making learning a priority, so that you are very strategic in this particularly challenging time right now. So 6 really simple steps. One of them is curiosity. So please so learning really increases if you have a curious mindset, right? If you ask questions, if you wonder, So somebody tell me the first name of somebody that you respect or admire. So the first name of somebody that you respect or admire. Just put that in the chat. Okay, Haled, and I hope I'm saying that right. Okay, so I'm going to stop sharing and the screen, and feel free to turn on your camera. Right? And your task is to try to repeat what I'm doing. Okay, so Haled, 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 whoops, Haled, whoops, Haled, 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 Haled. Okay, so I'll demonstrate. Hi, Anne, nice to see you. I'm going to demonstrate again. Haled, 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 whoops, Haled, whoops, Haled, 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 Haled. So does anybody want to try? If you can do that, feel free to turn your cameras on if you want to try. Hi, Anne, nice to see you. Okay, Anne's going to go for it. Yay, Anne. Okay. Oh, and Anne, you're muted, so you can unmute yourself if you wish.
Sorry, sorry.
That's okay. You were testing
Harrod,
us.
Harrod, Harrod, Harrod. Whoops, Harrod, Harrod, whoops, Harrod, 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 Harrod.
Oh, I don't know about everyone else, but for me, your camera froze. Oh, it's not frozen now. Do you mind doing it again? Because I could hear you, but I couldn't see you. You try it again?
Okay, I go now.
Yes.
Harrod, 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 whoops, Harrod, Harrod, whoops, Harrod, 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 Harrod.
Did she get it? Put a thumbs up if you think she got it right. You're so close. You're so close. You're so close. I'm going to do it again. Herod, 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 whoops, Herod, whoops, Herod, 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 Herod. Then we'll do one more. If one more person wants to try, you're welcome. And remember to stay curious, right? To stay curious. Hi, Orc. Nice to see you. Do you want to try it? Hey. Do you want to try doing? And you're muted, just so you know. So if you want to try it, feel free to unmute. Okay. Props to Oric for trying. Okay, let's see. Go ahead.
Whoops, whoops, whoops.
Did he get it, folks? You're so close. You're so close. Okay, I might be doing something that's going to annoy you. Hopefully not. But in the realm of staying curious, I'm going to bring us back to the deck, and I promise you that I will share the answer with you at the end of our time together today. I promise that I'll share. And you're so close. You're so, 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 so close. Okay, let me turn my other video on or off rather. Okay. So the one piece to a learning mindset is staying curious. What can you do every day to increase your curiosity? The other one, the second one, is focus. Is focus. So, folks, how many circles do you see? How many circles do you see on the screen here? Put your number in the chat. How many circles do you see?
Oh. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 12, 13,
I can hear
14,
Anne
15,
counting. That's awesome.
16.
And I don't know if you know that you're not muted, so we can hear you. So I'm just going to mute you. Okay, so I hear 16, lots of 16s. Oh, I did this earlier in a different workshop today, and most of the answers were 1 or 5. So this is so interesting. Okay, 10, 16. Okay, I'm going to start annotating the screen, and in Zoom, that means that my video gets turned off. So pardon me. But so for example, here is a circle. Here is a circle. Here's another one and another one. So if you look at those, and this continues throughout the document, so you can see there would be 16. What most people don't mention are the other circles on the other side, right? So the O of curiosity, the O of focus. I kind of drew over it, but the globe in my logo, the handles of the scissors, which are circles, the O of scissors, etc. Right? So George Lucas, a famous I'm just going to clear the drawings there, says where you place your focus determines your reality. I love that saying. So where are you placing your focus, right? And can you change once you change your focus, your reality changes, right? If you look up, if you look down, if you look around, all of those things will give you a different view and a different focus. Sylvia's saying, oh God, I did not see the ones in the picture and only saw the ones in the letters. Oh, that's unusual, Sylvia. Good for you. That's so awesome. Hardly anybody sees the circles on the left-hand side of the screen. So good for you. Okay. And Anna, I love that you included my video. Good for you. And you could also include, I don't know, I might be a very tight, depending on how big your screen is, you could also include the circles in my glasses, right? And potentially, like, is the dot in 6, the word 6, is that a circle? You could really play around with this. Okay, so we've got increase your curiosity, and I'll hopefully I'm keeping you curious till the end, and I'll tell you the answer to that exercise. We've got your focus, right? So learning needs to have a deliberate focus, right? How can you consistently place your focus on learning, right? And how can you sometimes take deep dives and sometimes just little, like for example, I have a very long list of tech tools, and once a week, I try to take 10 minutes to try a new tech tool. So just super quick, super easy, just playing around, being curious, and putting my focus on learning. Okay, the third step, and these aren't linear. You can do this in any order. In having a learning mindset, really putting a priority on learning, is to have a beginner mindset. So to look at things through the eyes of a beginner. The Heath brothers call this unringing a bell, right? So once you ring a bell, once you know how to do something, it's hard to imagine what it was like not knowing that. Like how can you unring that bell? So one way you can unring a bell is to have a beginner mindset. So me and my friend ChatGPT came up with these 5 riddles to help you have a beginner mindset. So feel free in the chat if you think you know the answers to these riddles. This is using a beginner's mindset to look at something in a new way. So if you know what the answer is, or you think you know what the answer is to question 3, put 3 and then what the answer is, etc. And then I'll tell you the answers in just a moment. In the meantime, Daniel's saying, what's your take about being too focused and the relation to attention blindness? So great question, Daniel. Yeah, so and it kind of depends on what you're learning because sometimes you want to take like, for example, I know from experience, my partner's doing his PhD. So super deep, 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 deep focus, right? So sometimes that's very helpful. Other times that deep focus can blind us to other things. So Daniel, that's exactly what these other things can help with. So to help you be blinded, right? You can deliberately try to be more curious throughout your day, switch your focus, and have a beginner mindset. Okay, what do you think, folks? Do you have any, and Daniel, you can let me know if that answers your question or if you have anything more to say about that. But what do you think? Do you have any answers to these questions? This is a way of describing everyday objects using a beginner mindset. Yes, Amrita. So a rigid scroll that holds a series of fragile leaves, whispering secrets in ink. Its spine never moves, yet it opens worlds. That's a book, right? That's a beginner's way. If you don't have these determined notions of, or maybe you don't, if you don't know the word book, if you're a child or a poet, or super creative, you can describe it in that way. So that's a book. What's number 2? A transparent wall that pretends to disappear, yet bars entry unless coaxed sideways or inward, often smudged by oily curiosity. Any guesses what that is? And by the way, I can tell you sometimes people are like, Leanne, I want to know the answer, don't, or if you want to keep guessing, I can put the answers in the workbook too. So you can actually let me know right now. So do you want me to tell you the answers? So just put yes or no in the chat. Okay, so Sylvia says yes. Okay. You can share these with others too and see if they can get them. What do other people want? Do you want to know the answers or do you want to keep guessing? Please let me know either way so I know what to do. Okay, Nancy wants to know. Wynn wants to know. Okay. Rita's saying, is number 3 a toilet? Oh, you're in the right room in the house. You're in the right room, Amrita. You're close. Yes. So number 2, the answer is a window or a glass door. Very good. Okay, so you've got number 1, you've got number 2. Okay, so I think most of you are saying yes. So I will tell you the rest. So number 3, a small chamber of still water that swallows light and reflection, visited often but never lingered in too long. It's number 3, bathroom mirror. Bathroom mirror. Number 4, a chameleon. Oh, sorry, there's a little thing there. A chameleon that glows from within, waits for your touch, and shows you pieces of the world through a glass rectangle. That's your, if you have one, smartphone. Okay. And number 5, it's a silent companion with teeth of metal, hiding in drawers, occasionally screeching as it devours paper trails. That is, drum roll, a stapler. So that's a beginner mindset, right? Looking at something that's very familiar in a very different way. Okay. So that's our 3rd mindset. We've got curiosity, focus, and a beginner mindset. Then, Oric, thank you. Oh, thanks, Amrita. Yeah, ChatGPT and I came up with those. So Okay, and then this one goes hand in hand with the beginner mindset. It's the expert mindset, right? So there's this really love. Now I'm biased because I made it up, but there's this really lovely exercise that I will encourage you to do. That I just put the link in the chat. If future you is watching this, the link will be down below, and it's in your. It'll be in your workbook. And that is to pretend that two experts are taking you to lunch and to pose a problem or a challenge to them and get their advice. So if you click on that link, you pick a number between 1 and I can't remember what it is, 200 or something. There's a ton of vocations in there. And then you figure out what those vocations are. And then you pretend, okay, so if we're looking at the world through the eyes of an actor, say, and a zookeeper, what advice would they give you? Right. And it's a good idea to not let that little voice take over saying, that'll never work. Ah, I've tried that before. That's a dumb idea. Don't let that filter come in right away because that'll really dampen your learning. Right. So the wilder, the better, the more ideas, the better. Just let it rip. Anything goes, anything goes. And if you're stuck, you're like, I don't know, Leon. I have a issue with my finance team. You know, the issue is something, something, something. How could a zookeeper help me? Go to chat, use AI to help you. You can put that prompt into AI and say, act like a zookeeper, whatever the profession is that you end up choosing, and give me some, advice that a zookeeper would give based on this problem, right? Okay, so that's 4. Number 5, critical thinking. Ooh, can really help with learning, right? Especially because of that info busy and that infobesity can really help you plan and know the best way for you to learn. By the way, every January, I do a learning plan workshop in the Roundtable for you to specifically get a plan for your learning for the year. So as a member, you have access to those. You can look at the past ones, and then if you wish, you can, of course, you're welcome to join the next one, and that'll be in January. Okay, critical thinking. Here's an example. I'm going to give you 1 minute to please, in order, it's important that it's in order, find the chronological numbers. So you can see 1 is circled. So when I say go, find 2, then find 3, then find 4, then find 5, etc. Okay, I'm going to give you 1 minute. Find as many numbers, work as quickly as you can to see how many numbers you can find in chronological order. Go. You've got 1 minute. 1 is circled, then find 2, then find 3, then find 4, then find 5, etc. Go as fast as you can, as many numbers as possible in order. Doing great. You're a little more than halfway through. Okay, and stop. Okay, if you feel comfortable, oh, thanks, Jenny. Thank you for attending. You'll get all the resources will be sent to you, so you can catch up later if you like. Okay, put the number that you got up to in the chat, and there's no shame if it's like 5, like that's totally fine. Okay, so we have, great, this is great. We've got lots of numbers. We've got 22, we got 20, 19, 25, 22, 20, 19. It's a lot of, oh, we've got 30, 24, 14, 19. Okay, great. Okay, I'm going to give you the same task, same task. The sheet is going to look slightly different, and do the same thing starting again at 1. Don't start from the number that you found, the last number that you found, but start all over again with 1. Okay, here is the next one. You'll see it looks slightly different. You have 1 minute, same task, go. Find 2, find 3, find 4, etc. You have 1 minute, the same task. Go as fast as you can. You're halfway through, 30 seconds left. Go, go, go. You're doing great. 15 seconds. Thanks, Diana. Thank you for coming. 5 seconds. And stop. Good job, folks. Good job. Okay, let me know the number in the chat. And did you the point that we're on is critical thinking, right? 53. Woohoo, Anne. Way to go. And did you, I don't want to put you on the spot, so don't, there's no pressure to answer. But did you figure out anything to do with this line, these lines here? And I'm going to annotate the screen in a bit. So people did better, great. Yes, and yes. So there is an order. So it always goes in this direction, right? Always goes in that direction. So if you repeated that pattern, if you figured out the pattern, yeah, Sylvia, I'm sure it was a bit distracting. And my speaking may not have helped you as well. I wanted to make sure that everyone understood. But if you figured out the pattern, you only had to look in 25%, one quadrant. So you could technically go, much, much, much faster. So that is a quick example of the benefits of critical thinking, right? If you figure out that pattern, you could accomplish the task much, much faster. Okay, so those are some steps according to learning mindset. We're going to come back to the focus one. And the sixth one is your POM tool, right? So we did 5. Let me go back up here. So we did 5. We've got curiosity. We've got focus, right? And George Lucas's quote, where you place your focus determines your reality. The benefit of looking at things from a beginner mindset, the benefit of looking at it from an expert mindset, and then that critical thinking. And again, we'll come back to the curiosity piece. The sixth one is your POM. So some of you may speak French. So I like to say, so if you speak French, you'll know that POM means apple, and it's spelled differently, POMME. But and apples are often linked to learning, right? So this is your POM. So this is based on the work of Mike Michalowicz. I've adapted his tool. It comes from a book called All In. And I made a POM for you. I made a personal operating manual. So I have given you the link in the chat to the book, and I have also given you a link to the actual tool. Now, I want to manage expectations. If you want to use this POM, it will take you some time to fill out. But once you download it, you can fill it in. Once you download it, you can fill it in. And I use this with teams all the time. So it's a way of helping you understand yourself better. And if you use it with team members, it's a way of helping you understand your team members better. So there's some different parts to it, right? Again, you have to download it and then it becomes editable. It's not editable until you download it. So it asks you, you can add your name there. Then it asks you for your superpowers. So I'd love to know in the chat, what's an example superpower of yours? right? So if you know your superpowers, you can really increase your learning mindset, right? Because you're really focused on that learning. So what do you think? For me, one of my superpowers is I can take, because I've been in the learning and development field for so long, I can take any content, and make it interesting, engaging, and sticky. I'm Rita showing empathy. Oof, does the world need more of that these days? And saying, making a connection with a stranger. Oh, that's so good. And Rita's great listener. Great. Um, One of my superpowers is dancing. For me, dancing is medicine. I have a WhatsApp group here in Nairobi, and we call ourselves the Dancing Queens. I found it. It's over 100 women. And roughly once a month, we just go out dancing and hang out and connect. Word puzzles. Okay. So, yeah, it's good for your brain to focus on your strengths, right? Your superpowers. Mary says analytical. Beatrice is saying smile. Real smile at work. Nice. Grace is saying can sleep anywhere. Oh, can I have that? The older I get, the more sleep gets more elusive. So Anna's saying aptitude tests. Great. Notice the range, right? So you can put those on your POM, your POM, which stands for Personal Operating Manual. Then there's a section you can see there what helps your working and learning, right? So if you're aware, like some people love open office spaces, right? The noisier, the better, the more going on. They feel vibrant and engaged and enthusiastic. Others are, oh gosh, I need quiet. I need to be by myself for me to be at my best in terms of working and learning. So you can think about that. You can also think about what hinders your working and your learning. So let me know in the chat what helps your working and learning. Let me know in the chat. What's an example of something that helps your working and learning? Pardon me. So for me, it's really important that I can take notes, right? If you could have the most interesting workshop ever on a topic that I'm super passionate about, I'm super interested. If I can't write stuff down, on my computer, on my laptop, on my phone, or on a piece of paper, I'm lost. I really need to take notes. Mary's saying office desk, big screen, quiet time. Nice, 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 nice. I love that you know that. Anybody else? What really helps your working and learning? And conversely, you can also think about what hinders your working and learning. So I've been a consultant now for 27 years, long time. So I'm very used to working from home. And I noticed during COVID, when my partner was working from home, I was not used to the noise. His office is beside mine. And it was such a big adjustment. Like, I'd be like, shut the door, shut your door, right, when he's on meetings and he's talking. And I'm just like, oh, it's so noisy. Okay, and saying small talk, unable to not listen. Okay, so that's great that you know that about yourself. So if you're in an environment and people are talking, your attention is drawn there, right? And it's hard to focus. Okay, there are other sections to your POM, your personal operating manual. Oh, Oric is saying very quiet space and good, good internet service. Yeah, how frustrating can that be, right? When the internet is not working. We're so reliant on it now. And that also, depending on where you are in the world, of course, that means a good power supply, right? So here in Nairobi, I'm Canadian, but I live in Nairobi, and I have a continuous power supply. We have a generator. I was teaching a workshop this morning, and the power went off. So internet plus power equals happy camper. Okay, there are other sections to this. And again, just to manage your expectations, there's no pressure that you would do this now. If this speaks to you, if this makes you curious, you are more than welcome to do this on your own time. Wynn is saying avoid noise pollution. Okay. Yeah. So there's a lot of people in the group actually that prefer the quiet spaces, right? Because there are also people who prefer, they want to work in a coffee shop where it's noisy and loud and there's lots of things going on. That's where they do their best work. Okay. So another piece that you can fill out is hands. So you'll see that there is a hyperlink on hands that will take you to a survey that you can fill out. And this is all about how do you give feedback. So what is your bias? What is your preference when you're giving feedback? And there's two links there. The first one is to the actual survey. So make sure you do that first if you're going to do this. And then there's another link that will help you interpret your results. So this comes from the Heath brothers. I've adapted it. It's a fabulous tool in terms of knowing your preference, your bias, your strengths when it comes to giving feedback. Then there's another tool there. How many people have heard of love languages? How many people have heard of the love languages? This comes out of some doctors' research in the US, out of Seattle, I believe. And it's really popular, really, really interesting work. And it basically, I've adapted it. So this isn't the pure love language. The pure love language, and you can Google it if you want to find your own. Yes, Hilda, yes. So two of the love languages are physical affection and gifts. And then there's quality time. There are words of affirmation. I can never get them all six at the same time. But they're ways that you like to be appreciated, that you like to be loved, that you like to be respected. And what I've done is I've turned them into a feedback tool because we tend to be very biased. And I've got lots of research I've done on this. Every single team I've worked with, when I ask them, how often do you give feedback? And then how often do you receive feedback? There's a huge difference, right? So that feedback is going into a void, right? It's not getting received. It's not landing. So you can look at how you give feedback based on the love languages as well. So that is an assessment. And the same thing happens there. The hyperlink, again, once you download it, if you click on love language feedback, it'll take you to a quick survey. All of these surveys are very quick. And then also on the sheet, there's a link to interpret your results. Okay, that's the top of the sheet. Then there's also, you can determine your motivation styles. This is a favorite tool for teams to work on. We have so much fun with this. So we tend to assume that what motivates me is what motivates everybody else. So again, you can take that survey and then you can interpret your results, and you can check off the boxes there in terms of what motivates you. Then there's a tool that I have designed and trademarked. I've used for decades with thousands of participants and teams, and you can discover your life lenses. And the life lenses looks at what comes onto your radar easily, naturally, and comfortably, and what flies under your radar because it's awkward, uncomfortable, foreign, it's not a priority, etc. So you can take that assessment. There's no charge for it. And then you'll get a custom report that has all of your findings in it and how to interpret your findings. And then you can, if you want to, you can transfer them to your personal operating manual, this tool here. Then you can also do your change personality. This is a fun little assessment. You'll discover, are you a turtle? Are you an armadillo? Are you a duck or are you a dolphin? And again, this won't surprise you. There's also a link to help you interpret your results because there's no use if you discover that you're a turtle. You want to find out what does that mean. So you can find out in terms of how you operate, right? Your personal operating manual. You can find out how what your change personality is and what your learning preference is. So are you mostly audio, mostly visual, mostly kinesthetic? And then you can discover your mindset. So what kind of mindset do you have? Is it fixed? Is it growth? And then there's a final spot there for anything else to know about you that you want to put on there. So that brings us to the end of the POM. We're going to actually, I'll use this tool again in September's workshop. I'll use it in a bit of a different way, but we'll be using it again. So any questions as we come to the end of our time together? We've got a few minutes left. Any questions, comments, concerns, confusion? Let me know in the chat or you can unmute. I'll put the link to the tool again in the chat. This comes from a book called All In, but I've adapted it significantly. But it comes from Mike McCallowett's work from his book All In, and the link to the tool is there. Once you download it, you can fill it in. Okay, I'm just keeping an eye on the chat in case there's any questions. Because look at how much you've done, right? Look at all of the content that we've covered. We started off with the challenges, this is hard. We talked about the hall of shame that can really inhibit learning and it can last for decades, right? Things that happened a long time ago could really affect your motivation to learn, the priority you put on learning, etc. And then we talked about those 4 I's, the infobesity, all of the other ones there, the invisibility of learning, how we don't make that a priority, info busy, how busy everybody is. We talked about how to become a learning champion, those mindsets, and then we mapped out your POM, right? So that's your personal learning well, that tool there. So before we close, I promised you, and again, feel free, you can ask a question. If anything's not clear, please put it in the chat. If you have a question, I just want to come back to the curiosity piece here. So I'm going to stop sharing this screen for a second. And, oh, can someone actually just tell me, sorry, give me another name of someone you respect or admire. So the first name, and we'll see if you can get so be really curious, making an assumption, and see if you can guess what the trick is for the. Oh, no worries, Win. I hope you enjoy your dinner. Okay, so, or maybe I'm just going to use a name in the group. So Batita. So here we go. See if you can figure this out. Batita, 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 whoops, Batita, whoops, Batita, 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 Batita. So I'll do it, and I'll do it once more. Batita, 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 whoops, Batita, whoops, Batita, 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 Batita. So does anybody want to try? Anybody brave? You want to put your cameras on and try? Hi, Diana, go ahead. Oh, hi, Takashi. I don't think I said hi to you. Oh, and Regis. Nice to see you. Okay, Diana, go for it. You got
Okay.
this. You got this.
Okay. Patia, 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 whoop, patia, whoop, patia, 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 patia.
Did she get it? You're so close. You're so close. You're so close. You're so close. Okay, do you want me to make it? Oh, hi, Takashi. I can see your camera's on. Do you want to try it? Yeah. Okay, no worries, no worries. Okay, do you want me to make it really obvious for you? You're like, Leanne, do you know how complicated life is these days? Just tell us the answer. Okay. Oh, and the other thing is if you, I'm trying to think of if anybody doesn't want the answer, then just, I guess, close your eyes. I don't know how to hide it from you if you want to keep being curious. Okay, I'm going to make it super obvious. This is under the learning mindset principle of being curious, right? And what all of you are doing, and I've done this thousands of times, and everybody does the same thing, is you're stopping your curiosity too quickly. That's a big hint. You're stopping your curiosity too quickly. Okay, here we go. Batita, 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 Batita. Whoops, Batita, whoops. Don't stop watching. Batita, Batita, don't stop watching. Batita, don't stop watching. Batita, don't stop watching. So every single time I cross my hands, right? Every single time. Oh, McDonald is saying he needs to. Thank you so much for coming. Okay, so I just bringing us back to finishing off here and closing for today and being thankful and grateful for your time. And to those of you who were brave and who tried the Batita Batita, I know that's putting yourself out there, so thank you for that. In closing, I just like to say, keep being curious, right? Work on that mindset, be curious, be focused, etc. If you are interested, as we close here once again, if you are interested in the Transformative Trainers Academy and you want to get more information, simply send me an email and I would be happy to send it to you. So there's some information there. Oh, hang on here. Oh, hang on. No, it's too much. It's saying it's too much information, Leanne. Okay, hang on here. There we go. So send me send me an email if you want more information about the Transformative Trainers Academy. If you got value from today, if you enjoyed our time together today, please, if I can ask you a favor, please share the link. It's in the chat. You can also scan the QR code there. Please share the link to our roundtable. If you can't tell, I'm super passionate about learning and development. So the more people in our community, the better. Anyone and everyone who's interested in learning is welcome. So please take a moment to share that link with one or two people. Also, I shared the UN attendance sheet there in the chat. So if you want to count this towards your UN professional development, you need to sign that attendance sheet. So just click on the link and sign it. That's all you need to do. And then our next roundtable, we've got 2 months off. So in the summer or winter, depending which hemisphere, we'll meet again September the 18th for our next roundtable. As members, you'll get those invitations. You'll also get, so in 6 minutes, the PowerPoint deck will arrive in your email inbox. So you'll get that right away. And then on Monday, you'll get the workbook. And the workbook has all of the resources I've talked about. It will have a link to the video. It will have a link to the audio recording. And also the videos are time stamped. So if you want to skip ahead to a particular point, I try to make it as easy as possible for you. So all of those resources will come your way. Also, I'd love to know from today, what's your key takeaway? So let me know in the chat, and because I have one more resource to share with you. Oh, you're so welcome, Auric. I'm so glad that you came, and I hope you come to many more of the roundtables. So let me know, what's your key takeaway, and or what are you going to do with your learning? So how are you going to get the learning to leave the room? What are you going to do with that learning? Or Park saying, oh, curiosity is mine. Nice, nice, good. Anna saying the 4 eyes. Nice. That's great. Anything else? Your key takeaway. And then in a moment, I really want to build your capacity as much as possible. So I'll share another link with you in just a second. Oh, Beatrice is saying curiosity. Share it with my team to be more efficient. Good. Yeah, we love sharing. That's great. Building that culture of learning is so important. Mary saying key takeaway. What does that say? Batatat? Oh, batita. Sorry. Whoops. Curiosity. Right. Nice. I used to work in a prison for young adolescents, and I taught that to them. And I thought, oh my goodness, these are violent. These kids were quite violent. And at one moment, I thought, was this a good idea to teach this to them? They might get frustrated. But it was great. Ochuda saying you inspired me to take some rest. Yeah, learning is really like our brains are on fire when we're learning, so we really need to take care of ourselves. Diana saying details are important. Thank you, Diana. Okay. Sorry, there's some weird text in here. Let's make that better. Okay, then I also have, POM. Mary likes the POM, the Personal Operating Manual. Nice. Okay, and then I have this other resource for you. So Digo is a beautiful social bookmarking tool. Marie-Therese likes the POM as well. Nice. So if you click on that link that I just put in the chat, and again, if future you is watching this, the link will be down below. It will also be in the workbook. I've tagged all of the resources that I use. So Mike Michalowicz's book, all those kinds of things. Everything you can see at that one link. So every roundtable I do, I create a specific Digo link. So feel free to click on that. The PowerPoint deck will arrive in 3 minutes in your inbox, and then all the rest of the goodies will arrive on Monday. Please, if I can ask you, I would love to get some feedback. And I usually give out a free access to my Ban Boring Online Meetings course. We didn't have anyone leave their name in last month's survey. So if you wouldn't mind clicking on that link, and if you want to, you can leave your name, and then you get entered to win my Ban Boring Online Meetings course for free. And if you want more information about that course, how to ban boring online meetings, it's right there. Okay, rock stars, our time has come to an end for today. I hope our paths cross again. If you would like to, if you're interested to find out about what other workshops I teach, I put my catalog in the chat. If you want to reach out and have a conversation about how I can support your team around team building, whether that's conflict resolution, communication, change management, collaboration, creativity, any of those things. Tech tools, I do a lot of workshops on tech tools, and then also training of trainers. Take a look at that at that catalog, and then don't hesitate to reach out and contact me. I'd love to chat if there's a way I can support you and your team. So thank you, everyone. Please, on the count of 3, if I can ask you to unmute and say goodbye and good wishes in whatever way you wish. So unmute. Everybody unmute. Nice. And on the count of 3, 1, 2, 3, go.
Bye.
Have a
Bye
great
bye.
evening.
Have a good
Thank
morning.
you.
Have a good night. Thank you.
Good night.
Thank you, everybody.
Bye.
Merci beaucoup.
Merci beaucoup.
Kwaheri, goodbye. Thank you. Stay well, stay safe, stay creative, and most of all, stay learning. And hope to see you in September, if not before that. Thank you, everybody.